Another important feature of the spreadsheet is the personal income section, which begins in row B96 of the projection spreadsheet. So I always start at the beginning and scroll down. Okay, again, you're going to scroll down past the profit and loss, past the cash flow, past the break-even sales, and then you come to the personal living section. So here you'll see 4 types of income. You'll see in row 97 the SSDI, in row 98 the SSI, in row 99 other, and it asks you to specify, and again because this is a oops, pull over here, because this is a highlighted cell, you can add information here. So if somebody does have other income, you can add it in. And the 4th one in row 100 is the owner's draw. So the personal living section of the spreadsheet provides a quick snapshot to prospective business owners and other team members that shows them both, 1, if they'll be eligible for the cash benefit, and 2, what their total discretionary income will be for that month, down here in row 111. So as long as the prospective business owner continues to be eligible for an SSDI cash benefit, it will show up here in row 97. You'll see that Ashley's SSDI continues at $591 each month through the year. And if her earnings go above SGA, her SSDI benefit could suspend or even terminate in the future. And then that row would be blank. But for right now, she's maintaining her SSDI benefit. In row 98, you'll see income from SSI. Now, I got to show you something. If you scroll back down, I'm going to scroll back down to the benefits analysis section to cell B126, okay, which is where it starts the SSI. And you'll be viewing, so no data is entered into this section because none of the cells are highlighted. All of the calculations are driven by data that you entered into the SSA info spreadsheet, so they self-populate. But formulas have been created so that they calculate the countable earned and the countable unearned income in rows 128 and 129. Now you'll see here that Ashley's pass began in January, and so even though she didn't launch her business until April, she was contributing money, and that's the reason that you're not seeing any entries here, is because her countable income is being contributed to the pass. Now I'm going to go back for a minute and show you what it would have looked like if Ashley's pass hadn't started in January. So I'm going to go back to the SSA tab, and down here on pass where it asks which month the pass began, I'm going to change it to February. So we're just going to pretend here that it started in February. Now when I go back to the projections page, you'll see here that in the countable earned income column in B128, you'll see $10. And in the countable unearned column, B129, you'll see $571. So the SSDI, or the countable unearned income, is her SSDI minus the $20 general income exclusion. The countable earned income is really what's happening is the countable portion of earned income is being calculated from her net profit in the spreadsheet. So she's not making much money the first year, and what she is making is being averaged across 12 months, and then they're doing the SSI calculation, the NESI minus 65 divided by 2. So she has very little countable earned income in the first year. But once the pass goes into effect in February, her cells, C128 and C129, you'll see that they'll be blank. And they'll be blank as long as she's contributing to her pass. Now, finally, in row 131, this tracks the Medicaid status. And if someone is not eligible for Medicaid, this row will be blank. But if the prospective business owner is eligible for Medicaid, you will see either 1619A or 1619B in the cells, depending on the program through which they're eligible. Now, one note on Medicaid status. This spreadsheet is designed to track eligibility only through the SSI program. So there are other ways that people can access Medicaid. There are different eligibility groups, as they're called, and SSI is just one of those eligibility groups. So, for example, if a business owner is participating in the Medicaid buy-in program, they could still have Medicaid eligibility. So the CBTAC would want to confirm that with the benefits planner that they are getting Medicaid. So now let's scroll back up to the personal living section where we began. And if the prospective business owner is eligible for the full 771, you'd see that here. Now for Ashley, you'll see that in January, before her pass started, because I remember we changed the start date to February, you'll see what her income would be like without the pass. You know, she hasn't started her business yet, so you'll see the full 591 in SSDI in cell B97, and her SSI shows as 190 in C97. So she's showing $10 less than that $200 SSI she was getting because it calculated her earned income spread across the whole year, even though she isn't working yet. So it was that $10 that came in. But in February, once the pass starts, you'll see that she'll have the full 771 in SSI. That's in cell C98. So, and that will remain as long as the pass is in effect for Ashley for the full 24 months. So if I follow row 98 and go out 2 years, you can see, let's see, 98, that her pass will show the SSI income up into that 24 month, and then her SSI goes away. So if somebody finished their pass and were still eligible for an SSI cash payment after the pass ends, it would automatically be calculated and it would show up here. But Ashley had a fairly small SSI benefit to begin with, so it wasn't taking much earned income to knock her out of SSI. But that does put her into that 1619B category out here in the future. So the final section, I'm going to go back here. The final section that relates to the benefits analysis on the spreadsheet is in the cash flow section. Let me go up, find the cash flow section, here we go. And you'll see in row 50 that it will show the past contribution. Okay, so this is money going into the business account, right? And any month that the pass is in operation, it will show the contribution on this row, in row 50. So once again, the pass amount is based on the individual business owner's benefits picture and specific financial projections. So for Ashley, in year 1, you'll see that she's contributing $581 to her pass. And again, that's $571 of her unearned income and $10 of her countable earned income. In year 2, if I follow row 50 and scroll over into year 2, you'll see that her past contribution goes up. It goes up to $836. And that's because she has more countable earned income to contribute. She's making more money in year 2. So that's the pieces of the benefits information and how that's calculated into the financial spreadsheet. And in closing, just let me say that while the spreadsheets might look a bit complicated, they really, really are a fantastic tool. And just like anything, the more you practice, the more comfortable you'll become, and you'll have support. So no worries. Thank you for listening today, and best of luck with these.